Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say, why are you so tired? I just got done working out. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon, smashing that super thanks button down below. No super chats, this is not a live video. Okay, so OMI up about 8.1% on the day. It's almost as if good news propels the price, and we obviously had some great news before. That great news being us getting K-pop. Oh my god, the biggest, and again, I'll get into that a little bit more, but we do have a bit to go over. So, like I said, OMI up about 8% on the day to 0006. Is that because of my buys? No, I bought less than 2 million yesterday, not a ton. Or I guess more than a million yesterday, less than a million today, just because that happened at like 4 in the morning. It seems so long ago. $380,000 in volume, so it is next to nothing, but it's just not a ton of people are selling down here. That is partially probably because of the good news, but also partially because things are starting to recover. We had a sea of red the last few days, but Bitcoin is now up to 2.5% on the day. Ethereum up 0.5%. BNB up almost 1%. Solana up 6.9%. And we'll comment nice down below for the 69. XRP up 2%. Lido staked up 0.5%. Dogecoin up 3.2. Toncoin up 6.2. Cardano up 1.5. Shiba Inu up 4. Avalanche up 3, etc., etc. Polkadot up 6. I mean, again, most of the top 100 is pretty up right now. And again, we have quite a bit to go over. Over the last 24 hours, the real Randy Chavez, aka ChavyCat5, is now number 2, yet again, the silver medal, right behind Dr. Profit, surpassing my good friend Big Bad Buckeye, for the biggest wallet for sub 100 collectibles for Marvel. So obviously DC, I'm nowhere on that board. For Golden Moments, I'm nowhere on that board. But for Marvel, I am the number 2 wallet, having 1% of the entire sub 100 supply. Most of that is Marvel Mighties, but yeah, still pretty nice. Why? Because I believe in this company for lots of reasons. We have Robert Sato saying big thanks to Mr. MC1 for the gift. Very generous of you. Thanks again. Really appreciate it. A lot of people, including that wallet I just showed you, Big Bad Buckeye, having reached level 100, getting a white Veve hat with a little note from David and Dan, which I thought was really cool. One of the big things I learned this weekend over in Arizona, that we have a couple of people, shout out to my friend Heather, that has the Veve OG and OMI Homie license plates. Very Big Whale has 2 secret rare Spider-Man. Hadn't done a drop in a while, but because we all got together, because we got all so excited, me, Crypto Rain, Veve Fam Bam, Tammy Hannah, a bunch of other Veve OGs, Rudy and Tina, just going in and saying, hey, come do this drop with us. For the first time in quite a while, we have reignited a whale that had gone for her first drop in several months. And more will come. If anyone takes a look at veve.me/wallet and you take a look at, okay, how much are you getting there? How many gems you have? I have like no gems. I have 24 gems. It's even less now because I got a couple of those sub 100s. If you go and take a look underneath where it says how much OMI you have, you take a look there, and what does that say? You are getting 843 points now, MCP points per day. This was down to like 550. So I think what's happening is that as more people get in, as more new accounts are made, we're getting several accounts each day. Not all of them have OMI, or very little of them have OMI. So we're just getting more points on there just because of that. Because obviously more OMI is coming on every day. There's a buddy of mine that has like over 100 million on here. And me and a friend, we were talking the other day saying like, hey, how much OMI, how should we store all this? Because he's going to have a lot of OMI. And I was like, okay, well, trust wallets are fine. Tangems are really good. You could have it a Trezor in a Ledger, but I really, really like Tangem wallets. And again, I've never had any issues with any of my Trust wallets. And so between Tangem and Trust, they're good. But I was like, listen, on the app, it's very, very safe there. Not financial advice, but again, I clearly have 20 million on there. My friend has over 100 million on there. There are, when he gets this big, big amount of OMI, and that's going to be happening fairly soon, I don't know, 100 million should be fairly safe on 200 million, however much. I'm just keeping you guys posted on what we're all doing. Speaking of which, we have Veve Digital Collectibles saying, Veve fam, hit refresh and explore our new web apps. That's app.veve.me. And they have Web App 2.0. This is just the beginning. You'll notice Market and Collection are unavailable in Veve 2.0. They're still accessible in the version 1, so you can go back and forth. I'll just show you real quick because I just did it for a friend. So obviously you do have to go to app.vv.me, sign in, and then once you sign in, there will be a little thing on the top right corner that'll say, oh, hey, try version 2.0. Obviously, once you're already there, you can go on and see, oh, my collection version 1. So that's because it's just going to be the first version of it, or market version 1, and you'll be able to go and see that for yourself. My Collectibles did a video on this the other day from the official Veve account. It's so nice seeing his face over there. Oh, I love him so much. And he just said, hey guys, there is a lot more to come, a ton more to come. And we do that. They literally had this like 2 days before they announced K-pop. So just hella excited about it. And if you don't know, there are a bunch of people who are saying, hey, why are people going on and putting out their OMI Secret Rare logo with the hashtag Finest Life? Well, shout out to Mr. MC1 and Dr. Stuff for like kind of co-creating this group headed by Mr. MC1, and then Dr. Stuff going and having the brilliance to say, hey, let's do a hashtag Finest Life associating Okomi with all of the finer things in life. You see it on Rolexes, you see it on cars, you see it on, obviously you have Tina over here saying, guess what, I'm in. After we got Rudy to go and get one this weekend, she went and got one right after just because of her competitive nature. And then people are doing that, and we'll pick a winner, and we'll give out X amount of OMI to whoever wins. All right, let's talk. I talked a little bit about this on the stream last night with Crypto Rain and Crypto Cosmo saying, hey guys, compliance is really key here. Why? Because CZ, obviously founder of Binance, is sentenced to 4 months in prison. What does he have to say about that? Well, in his little spiel that he wrote on X, he says, I will remain a passive investor and holder in crypto. Our industry has entered a new phase. Compliance is super important. A silver lining of this whole process is that Binance has been under the microscope and funds are SAFU, protect users. Okay, compliance is super important. All right, that's probably a key takeaway from there. And then we have Jack Dorsey's block faces scrutiny from federal authorities over non-compliant crypto services. Federal prosecutors are investigating fintech firm Block Square and Cash App units over alleged sanctions, violations, and regulatory non-compliance issues. It seems that these people that have billions of dollars, oh hey, doesn't Veve, aren't they worth billions? Yeah, they're all getting investigated for compliance issues. Do you guys understand now why Veve and Okomi seem to be moving at a glacier's pace? Because the regulatory waters are very, very tricky, and you don't want to do something now that's unclear in the regulatory framework that we have, only for it to, in 6 months, be like, okay, hey, yeah, I know, Veve, you asked us, the SEC, what you were allowed, not allowed to do, and we didn't say anything, and we let you do it. Now, guess what? It's, yeah, we're not going to let you do that, and we're going to sue you. So, obviously, the SEC has just been the thorn in every financial person's side since forever. Nobody respects the SEC, and nobody, they tend to lie a lot. Anywho, just really want to hammer it home that compliance is super important, and I know that you have other things being listed that are meme coins when they are not promising any type of utility. They're just a pump and dump meme coin. And yeah, they get listed, whatever. SEC is not going to target them. They haven't targeted meme coins. I don't give a crap about that just because it's gambling money. But for big coins associated with Disney, and Disney hasn't really had the best luck with the governments as of late, at least not with the Floridian government. We'll get to that in another video. Some big sales here. We have Comics and Crypto reporting sold for $1,999. The Marvel Iron Man 18-inch gold and black secret rare, mint number 28, sold for $2,000. Good for them. Then we also had yesterday the rumors are true, the Amazing Spider-Man number 252, mint 371. Again, there's only 40 editions of that secret rare, sold for $12,115. And then even scarcer than that was the 1 of 7 Aston Martin secret rare mint number 6, which sold for $17,777. So it seems to me that right now, wind the clocks back a few years, in Pokemon, people would go and buy what they collected when they were younger. And then eventually that money would roll up into trophy cards, the grails. Now it seems that over the past, at least in Veve, over the last several months, you have people buying them grails first for them 5-figure marks. There are countless ones of them, and then the floors will rise. So it's just kind of happening in the opposite way. Money's coming in, and it will spread throughout all of Veve, but Again, it's just happening the opposite way. Hey, here's another picture from Satomi Nakamoto saying hashtag OMI, hashtag Veve, hashtag finest life with the Komi Secret Rare logo. And oh my God, those watches are heckin' beautiful. Shout out to Noldor Live for having over 100 Lamborghinis in total. I think this is 101st. He's just absolute mad lad. Something that I also brought up yesterday, but I think needs to go a little bit deeper on, in poke investing over on Reddit, you have somebody saying, traded with a guy, and this is how the box came. There was supposed to be a BGS 10 Moonbryon and a PSA 10 Gengar Max. And what happened when he got the box? There was nothing in there. Veve, however, a digital collectibles platform where you can go on and just say, hey, this thing costs $80. Let me put in my credit card, buy these 80 gems, because one gem is equal to $1. You put it in there and you get it instantly. You don't have to go in and connect your on eBay, put in your address, put in whatever, fill out insurance papers if it's over a large amount of money or a large amount of thing. You don't have to wait several weeks for it to ship, depending on where you are. If you're in the UK, you have, if it's something costs like $1,000, you have to actually pay like $1,300 because they have, ever since Brexit, they've had that extra additional fee on top of that, those import fees. And this is just a much simpler way of collecting, and a lot of collectors are really tired and frustrated with shipping costs that have been going on for several years now, and they're just saying, hey, you know what, this is a lot easier, this is a lot more fulfilling, you get those feel-good chemicals in your brain a lot quicker. Moving on. On Saturday, I will be having Venkatesh over on the podcast to talk about Epico, what type of stuff they did with the Komi, what they're still doing with the Komi, what they're doing in the future. That'll just be a fun podcast. Again, that'll be Saturday on May 4th. And then on Tuesday, May 7th, I will be having Veve Magic over on the podcast. She'll be on 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be really exciting for her. Well, for me and for her, both of us. There's a buddy of mine that has a professional sports friend that just hit 50 million OMI. Shout out to you if you're watching. That new comic, Evermind, they did a lot of marketing for that. They made a bunch of videos for that, had interviews for it. It looks really cool. I bought one. I haven't gotten the chance to read it yet. I probably will tonight. Didn't make a ton of, and $17,000, that actually outsold some of like the other comics that we have, whether it's Marvel or Star Wars. Thought that was pretty interesting. I think it is because it is fairly scarce as well. Only 3,800 of that, but I think out of that, only 3,082 were actually in circulation because they held a bunch back, I think for a lot of promos and stuff. We had an X-Men comic today. This is first full appearance of Onslaught. I'm not sure when this came out. It came out in 91. And again, that Evermind outsold this one, a Marvel comic. This one had sold a little bit over $6,000 worth. So again, you have Evermind that I'm really going to keep an eye on because I'm really curious to see where that goes. But Marvel is doing a bunch of really cool things. Like, for example, Marvel had just gone over and posted a Jubilee phone number. This is really more what cell phones kind of look like, I would say, in the early 2000s, but it's supposed to be from the 90s, even though in the 90s you had like those big Zach Morris cell phones. Comment down below if you get that reference. I realize I'm dating myself with that. But anyway, if you call the number, it's 914-361-5397. It's just like a voicemail of Jubilee saying like, hey, I'm so glad you got this number. Can't wait for you to come stay with us. And it's them going in and saying, hey, come join us at this X-Men Airbnb. And it's really cheap too. It's only $97 per guest. So, and you could it'll allow 8 guests to sleep in 4 bedrooms. It looks really cool. And I'm not going to lie, I'm probably going to do it. So there's been some speculation because we have L Batman Mike, or at One Who Laughs over on X, going and saying, hey, I can read comics on Veve Official directly on my Tesla. So shout out to him for discovering that and doing that on his Tesla. And then Veve Digital Collectibles. This is probably my collectibles that did it. But they went over and tweeted, oh, eyes, smiley face, and then they added Tesla. Like they tagged Tesla in there. I don't think we have a Tesla partnership yet. I would love it if we did. We probably will at some point. Tesla, SpaceX, boring company, maybe even X itself. But when he did that, the speculation like, oh, Tesla. I feel like that was MC. That was my collectibles, not understanding the blowback and the repercussions of tagging Tesla in that. But either way, it is really, really cool. Something else I noticed here, you had Mario Nawful, buddy of mine over on Twitter, saying fast food chains boost promotions to counter inflation. As inflation hits, fast food chains like McDonald's and Starbucks are enhancing promotions in order to attract diners. With U.S. disposable income dropping and slow recovery in China, fast food brands face declining sales. McDonald's reported a sales drop for the fourth consecutive quarter. To combat reduced consumer spending, particularly among lower-income households, the industry increased menu prices, which only further shifted customer preferences towards eating at home. The necessity for more aggressive promotion is now evident as 44.8% of U.S. consumers surveyed plan to cut back on dining out. Now, what does this have to do with Veve Collectibles? Chavez, you're reading random stuff. I'm not. What type of audience does Veve have? The audience, I mean, just based on my YouTube analytics, people that watch me are between the ages of 24 and 44. I'll give you a quick breakdown. 25 to 34, there's 26.6% of people in that age group that watch me. Almost half of my audience, 48.2%, are between the ages of 35 and 44. And then you actually have another 20% between the ages of 45 and 54. So it spans 30 years here. But there are less than 1% between 18 and 24, about 0.8. What does this mean? This means that most people here, especially in that 35 to 44 range, when you really start making money, they're likely not the same people that this Reuters article was talking about, referenced by Mario. They're those people, if you can't afford to eat out at McDonald's, probably decent amount of younger people, or probably a decent amount of people that maybe are working paycheck to paycheck. And there are those people here as well. But a lot of our audience is pretty well off in life. I would say at least upper middle class, the grand scheme of things. Because again, when you're in your late 30s, early 40s, that's kind of when you hit peak income. And that's, if your kids are gone away at college or they're, whatever it is, or maybe kids aren't going to college. Let's say they're super skilled in carpentry or plumbing and they're making a bunch of money that way and they don't need college. Or maybe they get into finance or go into the military, whatever it is. The amount of disposable income that we have here. So again, I just wanted to bring this up because you have a bunch of people saying, hey, the economy is not really doing so hot right now. That's why the stock market's thinking of going 24/7 because it will make them more money. And the economy, world economy is not the greatest right now. Although I think they did pause rate hikes, which is good. I don't think Biden would let them do any more rate hikes. If Biden were to let them do any more rate hikes, that would probably seal the election for Trump. So probably not going to have that until at least after the election. And again, we're supposed to have some rate cuts. Speaking of which, the Ethereum ETFs, I know I originally said they were supposed to happen sometime in May. Might be June now. But again, as this happens, what recession? We have a lot of people still, again, buying really, really high-end 3D digital collectibles in the range of tens of thousands of dollars. As far as Veve jobs here, we have, I think the product designer was always there. They still haven't filled that position, but now they have an infrastructure lead for engineering, and they have a technical assistant for production, 2 new jobs that have surfaced on the Veve jobs listings website. Shout out to Clever Jerk for getting mint number 98 Spider-Man symbiote rare. Shout out to him. We love him. I was looking at this Lucky Rosso Gold secret rare. It was $399 and I wanted it, but I did not get it. Poor me. Shout out to Ben Lowe for achieving that. And again, the YG Entertainment that we have just officially announced a deal that we inked with. I went over a little bit in the last video. Who could it be? Everyone's super pumped for Blackpink, and Blackpink obviously being the most popular, having over 90 million subscribers over on YouTube. I would rather them start out with AKMU, 3 million subscribers, then go to Winner, that has 4 million subscribers, then go to Baby Monster, has 5 million, then go to Treasure, that has 7. Why? Well, when you take a look at, having a crypto, you want to get listed on Coinbase and Binance first. Well, you want to do that eventually, but you want to start off small and then go, work your way up. And I would much rather have them do that and then eventually end with Blackpink that has, 90 million. So shout out to them. But I didn't really get to go over it in the previous video, so I'll go over it here right now. Yes, you heard me correctly. 93,600,000 subscribers. Worldwide popularity, they headlined Coachella in 2023 in the US and played to sold-out crowds all over the world. There's over 35 billion views on their YouTube channel. Blackpink, like I said, known globally. South Korea has a total population of around 51 million, and Blackpink has almost 100 million subscribers on YouTube. So a little bit less than half, or almost half, of their subscribership is not in their own native country. It's all over. And if anyone remembers, in the week where Blackpink signed a new deal with YG, the Korean stock market pumped 5%. Well, Chavez, I think that's a coincidence, isn't it? Not when you take a look at the statistic of how intertwined the two are. Because K-pop in general is 3% of Korea's entire GDP. They are heckin' crazy about tech over there. That's why I happen to go and mention Earth 2. Because I know from experience, I know what Koreans do. They come into a space like Earth 2. They had gone in and they'd said, hey, we're going to buy up all the important neighborhoods in this country, important cities, important landmarks. They bought the Statue of Liberty, those mother flappers. Still want that back. And yeah, that's what they do. For me, though, and how we can associate that with Veve, again, Crazy Rich Asians is a TV show for multiple reasons. Over 60% of worldwide Netflix users have watched a Korean title, says Netflix CEO. We need Veve to show up in K-dramas. I think that would be awesome. But yeah, like I said, 60% of worldwide Netflix users have watched a Korean title. And are they BTS? No, but I think BTS has different representation. But obviously, if they start off with this, BTS might be like, hey, what y'all doing over there? And in Korea, there's two different contracts that you could sign. You could sign a solo contract, which I don't think any of the Blackpink people have. But then there's a group contract. The group activities, they still have for I don't know how many years. But once they see how good this does, they might also want to sign solo ones with Veve as well. And I know some of y'all are thinking, Chavez, didn't Binance have a deal with Blackpink? Well, if you go 2 years ago to February 8th, yeah, Forecast had broke the news. Binance Blackpink's K-pop agency to develop NFTs and other projects. And yeah, they had an agreement. It wasn't, I guess, official, or if it wasn't inked, but they tried to get the IP and they failed. Veve is the one releasing them. Veve's more powerful than Binance. You heard it here first. And yeah, there's a couple of other things that happened to be tried. Like I remember somebody telling me that they had Doja Cat and they bought Doja Cat X amount of years ago. And what is it worth now? Not a lot. But again, that wasn't on Veve. That was on OneOf, which had massive potential. Like it had quality IP. Doja Cat was the first. They got Sports Illustrated. They had awesome figures of Jerry Rice. Really cool plastic box figure from childhood with animation busting out. They did phygital drops, had Duke basketball, Coach K signed stuff, and videos were personalized. But then it just died completely. They lost a lot. Again, why? They weren't Veve. They didn't have that magic sauce that Veve does. Dr. Profit going in saying, a tale in 4 pictures. Question. Who's the titan of centralized exchanges, boasting over 170 million customers globally that took a swing to bring K-pop to the NFT scene and missed the mark? Hint. It begins with a B and concludes with an E. It was Binance. Question. Who's stepping up to bring K-pop to Korea and beyond? Well, it starts with a V and ends with an E. It's Veve. Enter David Yu with his masterclass. Let the maestro work his magic. NFTs, hashtag K-pop, at David Yu, at Veve Official. And just, again, shout out to him. And this news was broken early this morning by Justin Yang, who's chief executive of Veve Korea and Japan. I think that is very, very good. Anyway, that's it for me. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. I love you all. Class dismissed. Bye. Meow, 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 meow. Dashi. Meow.